I told her I needed 3 more weeks. Renata filed a formal legal memo documenting the marital asset exposure, cross-referenced with West Virginia Code Section 48-7-101 governing classification of marital property and with the LLC operating agreement to which I was a party. The business, built during the marriage with administrative labor I had contributed for years, was a marital asset. I also called Danny Rourke, Marcus's foreman, a quiet man from Shinston who had been at our wedding. I told him I needed to move on a Tuesday when Marcus was scheduled at a commercial site in Bridgeport from 7 until at least 4. Danny said, "What time do you need us there?" I said 7:15. He said, "We'll be there at 7. Marcus left at 7:12. Danny and 5 crew members arrived at 7:17, 1 hour and 49 minutes to load what I had been quietly pre-sorting for 10 days, moving boxes through my mother's Saturday visits while Marcus golfed, carrying them to a storage unit in Clarksburg rented in my name 3 weeks prior. At noon, Renata arrived in a blazer and low heels with the full legal folder. I put it on the kitchen counter next to Marcus's coffee maker. Then I called his cell. He arrived at 12:58, pulled into the driveway, got out, looked at me, at Renata, at the loaded moving truck at the curb. I watched him take inventory of the absence, pale rectangles on walls where pictures had hung, the shape of a life removed from another life. He said nothing. I think it was the version I was least prepared for, the absolute silence of a man who has just understood that the thing he thought he was managing had already been decided without him. Renata introduced herself by name and bar number. She told him the locks had been changed, the documentation was on the kitchen counter, and she would be in touch with his attorney. Then I held out the moving truck keys, not dropped, put them in his hand, fingers meeting palm. I said, "Everything on that truck is mine, documented. You're welcome to contest anything on the inventory list. It's on the counter with the other papers." Then I got in my Civic and drove to my mother's apartment. The divorce was filed that afternoon. Marcus retained an attorney within the week. Within 45 days, his attorney reached out to discuss a settlement framework. The business valuation came in at $412,000. Marcus's attorney pushed back. Renata had engaged an independent CPA working from the same QuickBooks file. The pushback dissolved in 2 weeks. My settlement, home equity buyout, my share of marital business assets, and all personal property already in storage. Final figure after negotiation, $237,000, more than I had ever had in one place. Marcus sold the house. He moved in with Cassidy. Kowalski Construction kept operating, which I had no interest in preventing.